First of all, it was scheduled for May 4th, right? Just to us a random date, nice weekend, and then we started telling people May 4th, and a lot of fucking dorks would be like, "Oh, May the 4th be with you, Star Wars wedding."
And that's checked out. You're not invited. That's it. You're done.
So happy it was canceled. Yeah. I think I lost like thousands of dollars, and I was like, worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
I feel like it's the wedding anniversary. Oh, May the 4th be with you. What are you, Star Wars? People think you're a Star Wars fan too your whole life.
I kind of look the part, so it's like believable.
Yeah, you could be a little nerdy.
What do you call this shit when they do that? I can't do it.
That's Star Trek.
Oh shit! I don't know my galaxies for fuck's sakes. Is that Star Trek?
That's a better way to be. You don't want to be the guy. I felt bad being like,
no, it's not Star Wars. It's Star Trek. Okay, what's wrong with you?
Spock's people. Yeah, no, you absolutely don't want to be that guy.
I didn't even realize that it was May the 4th and May the 4th be with you. I didn't know that was.
It's just some.
Yeah. Good.
But anyway, thank God. Mercifully, COVID killed 1 million people in the country.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to get married on that day.
You're listening to the Dear Buddies podcast.
You will grow from boys into men. Whatever, dude.
What does that look? Don't get weird on me.
Hey, buddy.
For all those questions you can't bring yourself to ask your friends, ask your buddies.
Welcome to the Dear Buddies podcast. Listen, your eyes are not wrong. We've trimmed the fat on this podcast. Albanese is out. He was in Michigan this weekend, and he OD'd on cheese. And they said it could kill a baby rhinoceros. And so he's done for the show. But we're here. We have a great guest for you today. We have the one and only Robby Slowik.
Oh, my God.
The one and only buddy. How are you?
Conan, husband.
Yes.
That's the three things.
Those are my 3 credits in order. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, I'm filling in literal big shoes today.
As big as they get, buddy.
Yeah, don't worry. You can never fill them because they're mostly stuffed with cheeseburgers half the time. But, no, I'm kidding. Albanese is away, eating lobster tails and, trying to live a better life.
I actually texted him today. I said, I go, how's the Jersey Shore? And he goes, I've eaten so much potato salad. I go.
That's it? That's how seriously he takes the podcast? He can just fuck off down to the Jersey Shore for a
That's
week?
what I said.
That's what we said,
That's what I said. I was like, Mike, we need another episode in the bank. He goes, nah, we're good.
No.
Yeah. So he's,
No commitment from the kid.
Not buddies.
No,
potato
honestly, no.
Potato salad, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Potatoes. I mean, who eats potato salad in the Jersey
Hot
on the beach?
On a hot, steamy
it's
day?
not
On
a
the
great
beach.
hot day for no.
The big guy does, apparently.
No.
He loves himself some potato salad, though.
Have you ever seen a man eat more food?
Than
No,
Mikey?
but he's 2 men.
Yeah.
He is huge.
He's a giant man.
He is a giant boy.
He's like 6'5", and he's like not. I wouldn't say he's fat though. Like we say he's fat when he's around us because we like to make fun of him, but he's like just a giant.
Just a big boy.
He's
big,
NFL size.
Yeah, with no talent.
No heart.
Yeah.
No heart, no talent.
Yeah, comedic or regular.
You're not going down to the Jersey Shore missing a 2 a day.
Yeah. He's not running 60s on the beach trying to get it in. But yeah, he's
everyone's got the Gatorade on side. He's just got potato salad.
Yeah.
And everything.
I gotta refuel. Hold on. Electrolytes. Oh, he's gonna be so pissed when he hears this.
That was a great intro though. You made fun of him right off the bat. You said, "OD on cheese."
I thought about that for 3 days.
Yeah,
I had that in the bank for 3 days.
go.
Because he was in Michigan. They eat a lot of cheese in Michigan.
I think that's Wisconsin.
That is Wisconsin. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So to Queens kid, it's the same thing.
Michigan, they wait in line at unemployment office.
Yes. Okay. All right.
That's their
Isn't
stereotype.
And they're sucking
Isn't that
on
the
like,
rest of the country? Thanks, Joe.
They're sucking on like water, iron. Yeah. Let Joe know what's up.
We're here with Robby. We're gonna talk about weddings.
From the male perspective.
I'm getting to it.
Oh, shit,
I'm
okay.
taking a deep breath.
Okay, take
pause.
a breath or two. Yeah.
Pausing it out.
Yeah.
You were scared. So many listeners were going to tune out immediately.
Yeah.
From the male perspective, men stuff. We're talking about fucking bro weddings.
Listen, How to Not Be Gay at a Wedding by Robby Slowik. That's the title of this episode. Well, we want to talk about, because a lot of times people talk about weddings, it's always the girl. There's always, the guy just show up and don't be drunk to the wedding. And how we want to get the men's perspective of like what goes into it, what'd you do, how was there fights, all that stuff. You had like a difficult run though because you had COVID.
Yeah, that was a tough time.
We had a twice rescheduled wedding.
Yeah, I remember the first time I got the reschedule. I was like, oh, this will be fun, and
it was scheduled for like what was it, like May something. First of all, it was scheduled for May 4th, right? Just to us a random date, nice weekend, and then. We started telling people May 4th, and a lot of fucking dorks would be like, "Oh, May the 4th be with you, Star Wars wedding."
And that's checked out. You're not invited. That's it. You're done.
So happy it was canceled. I think I lost like thousands of dollars, and I was like, worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Feel like it's my wedding anniversary. Oh, May the 4th be with you. What are you, Star Wars? People think you're a Star Wars fan too your whole life.
I kind of look the part, so it's like believable.
Yeah, you could be a little nerdy.
What do you call this shit when they do that? I can't do it.
That's Star Trek.
Oh shit! I don't know my galaxies for fuck's sakes. Is that Star Trek?
That's a better way to be. You don't want to be the guy. I felt bad being like,
no, it's not Star Wars. It's Star Trek. Okay, what's wrong with you?
Spock's people. Yeah, no, you absolutely don't want to be that guy.
I didn't even realize that it was May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. I didn't know that was.
It's just some.
Yeah. Good.
But anyway, thank God. Mercifully, COVID killed 1 million people in the country.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to get married on that day.
Thank you, China. We appreciate you.
So when it was rescheduled again, we got like married, and we did like a drive-through wedding just to get legally married. We got like rented a convertible.
When did you decide to do that though? Because I think the first you weren't doing that right away. You were like, all right, let's just wait.
Oh, that's right. So we were getting married in May. But it was like March was when the news of COVID started to hit. And we were all, no one knew anything at this point. So we were like, let's wait 2 weeks. This thing will blow over. We'll still do our May 4th.
I remember Trump came on air. He's like, we'll close down for 2 weeks and Easter will be fun. We'll open up.
Yeah. 2 weeks was everybody's go-to time period where the world would get back on track.
Yes.
And then Trump said it, and I was like, now we're in big trouble.
Yeah. So we had to wait like I don't know, 18 months later to do it.
Yeah, so you rescheduled. I think you rescheduled it again though for some time. Then you had to cancel that one.
May, we had it then scheduled for October, and then it finally happened in July
of 2021.
Yes. But in August of 2020.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You should get your thank you cards. So, any day now. We just put stamps on them this afternoon.
Really?
I mean that legitimately. Yeah.
Listen, when Casey goes viral, she got shit to do, all right?
They've just been sitting there.
But that's another thing, though. Like that's a girl thing to do. You're not going to go out and get thank you cards. And
you would think that. I would. That's what I thought marriage was, but it turns out
you had to be present in the thank you card.
All of it.
You had to be present.
Distribution.
I wrote half the thank you cards. I thought this was kind of like I pay for the stuff, and then you do the stuff, I do the money, you do the stuff.
I think
that's not been our agreement.
Well, in my head,
it probably was, but she, reneged on it a little bit. Yeah.
In your head, in your little potato brain, right? What do you think guys put in the effort? 20% to plan
of the wedding?
Everything, the planning, the cards, everything.
I'll say 7.
You said I would say 20 to 30%.
I would say that's about right. I think it's about 20 to 25 because there's things. It's still like a day that you want to have a good time, so you want to have some input. There's some stuff that I think in general, man, like we're not going to. I don't give a shit what the invitations look like.
Not at all.
No, I mean,
I knew he was gonna. Yeah, I knew.
I don't want it to be like a ridiculous thing, but as long as they look like within the frame of reasonable.
Did she come in with like?
But they're all ridiculous.
Yeah, we didn't do ridiculous though. I think we did pretty.
She didn't come in with like this is white and this is off white. Which one do you want?
She wasn't that way. Thank God. Like, we didn't like the silverware and the dishes. Like we didn't do any of that stuff. They were
I think because you got canceled 3 times. You're like, just get it. Let's just have it. Let's just go.
I just don't think any of that was like stuff we cared about anyway. Like we wanted to create a really fun experience for people, and that was the focus. And we were both pretty good on like no one's really gonna notice the dishes, but
well, I think your card pretty much set the tone for how the wedding was because it was a great wedding. It was a fun wedding, and your card had you. It was a cartoon picture of you guys, right? And there was something. There was a joke in there.
Yeah,
too.
we had a few jokes in there actually. So
when
because it's like a sickness. You can't I can't send out a serious. Like,
please come to our wedding.
Yes, for the nuptials.
What is
whatever.
it? Mr. and Mrs. Robby Slowik would have loved to have you attend this wedding
it's like
ceremony.
Like the parents of the bride. Who, we didn't do any.
The invite sets the tone because you saw the invite and you go, okay, well, now the wedding's going to be a little chill. Because when you see the italics and,
all of this stuff, a doily and the glitters coming out of the thing.
They're coming in on a horse and carriage. Some shit's happening,
start to creep up to like $450. I'm such a like bean counter on this wedding, but like you're sending out 100 invitations at $4 an invitation. That's $400 gone right there.
Wait a minute, $4 for like an expensive one, or is that a cheap one?
I don't know. I think it's like middle tier. I think people can go as high as like 8. Did you guys go to Akash's wedding?
I got cut. I got cut.
He had some cuts.
He had some cuts. I didn't make the list.
You open the locker and there's a big slip in there.
Right there, and I saw it. I go, all right,
pack up your shit.
I go, hopefully there's another one, Gotta get that one in, Not gonna see any elephants on this trip.
And then you come down to the minors, my wedding.
Yeah, you were in the minor leagues. Yeah. I came in hard. I came in strong though. I made a nice.
You made a case, yeah.
I made a nice appearance, and hopefully I'll be back up in 2 to 3 weeks.
I'd say you were hitting 370 at my wedding. Easy. Yeah.
They call me a 4A player. I can't make the major leagues. I'm too good for for the AAA.
You're right in that sweet spot, right there.
Yeah.
But Akash's invitation had like there was like some like wooden insert in this thing. I'm talking.
What an insert!
There was like there was a whole thing, and Indian wedding, so that went to like 900.
Yeah,
people.
that's a lot of people.
You know, like he probably dropped $2,500 on invitations, is my guess.
So thank you, Andrew Schultz.
So when you guys are doing the wedding, you guys are setting everything up. I guess the most important thing is the time or the date, or was it tough because location?
So date is because you talk to like the guy who runs the place, and he's got the book of all these weddings and the dates that are available, and every date affects the price, right? So it's like,
I didn't know that.
The difference between an October wedding and a June wedding is like it's probably 60 to 80% more in the summer because demand
October's
is high.
October's a good time though because you got
what's so much about wedding season? Like I feel like in New York though, like growing up, we didn't have a wedding season because there's so like many people and so like few places. So like you just pick a day that if you want a certain poll, you have to pick a day. So like I've gone to December weddings, I've gone to March weddings. Yeah. So really, I think that's a little different, like wedding season of like 6 months of like the nice weather and stuff like that.
Well, COVID messed everything up anyway. So like I'm realizing the more I talk, like the more I'm going to sound like just the cheapest dude.
No.
Like it's going to spiral. But he gave us some date that like I think it was going to like finally we landed on like I don't know something in like October or something. And then 5 minutes later he called back and he was like, I'm so sorry, I fucked up. Like that date is actually booked. And we thought so he's like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you this July date, which should be twice as much, and I'm going to honor the price we had talked about.
That's not bad then.
It's not bad. But also we were, again, this helps because we're comics and most of our friends are comics. So like we did a Sunday, Monday wedding.
Yes.
Which is again half the price of a Saturday, Sunday. That's Sunday, Monday. But most of our friends can do it because Monday is like ideal for comics. You know?
Yeah. That worked out for sure. And so then after date and like, did you guys get in a little bit of a tussle over like the amount of people? Because I feel like the amount is pretty.
Like, we were both aligned on the like we just wanted people that we wanted to be there, and I think we still have a couple like people floating around the scene who are kind of like a little bit. We want to mad at us.
You got any cuts that you had to like look in the mirror like you didn't make it.
Yeah, no, truly, it is exactly.
That's gotta be the worst. That's gotta be the worst time.
Names and
you see a lineup and I'm gonna go last in this show. Hopefully they're gone.
And there's also there's some like late ads. You know, there's like we got a bunch of like we got a few like no's that can't make it. So there's some tier 2s who we're gonna be. Let's reach out. Let's throw the kids a bone.
A couple of undrafted free agents.
Yeah. Let's give them a walk.
Let's get him a 10-day. Yeah, see what's going on.
Let's put Rudy in the play. You know?
Me and Scopo were saying that.
Yeah, we want to know what's our. I think I was what our rank was, and I say I was probably below him. He was higher because I have one person. Like he can cut Scopo.
No. You were both tier 1 invites. There's no question about either.
Thank you. You know, we appreciate that.
Solid.
I mean,
all right, that's solid.
And he does have to say that because
he's
on this.
If it wasn't true, I wouldn't. You were both tier 1 invites.
Nice.
So that wasn't a problem. And also, we're lucky in that, like, we both have pretty small I mean, you're not lucky ultimately, but lucky in the sense of the wedding. We have small families.
Lucky this time around.
Well, lucky the Holocaust took out most of my relatives, you know? So
thank you, Adolf.
You get saved a little cash out of that, you know? We're small family. So our wedding was like 90% peer group.
Yeah, it was a lot of friends.
Yeah,
a lot of friends at the wedding.
We're kind of not that young anymore, but like it was not like aunts and uncles and all that stuff. It was a small group.
I say you probably had like 20%. Probably less than 50% of was family.
We probably had like between the two of us, we probably had 12 family members there.
Really, that's it?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, we both have kind of small families.
Holy,
anyway. It wasn't like there was a bunch of family we didn't invite. We just don't have big families.
You didn't have a big wedding party either. Like, what did people have a bunch of people?
Because I think you can do that. Like, if you're in your 20s, like when people normally get married, 26, 27, and then you've really only accumulated you got your high school
friends.
Have
your college friends.
You got your college friends, and that's it. But when you've been hanging around as long as we have, you got your high school friends, your college friends, your comedy friends. I've lived in a bunch of different cities.
Yeah.
And it's like, it would just balloon to like 20 people. So it's like, let's just do nobody.
Yeah.
I'll go up there. And it's supposed to be my brother, but he passed away like. What sucks is he would have been at the first wedding, and then he passed away like between the dates, you know. Not COVID, but what? So I have my sister. I was gonna have my brother and my sister, so I just have my sister kind of representing both of them or whatever.
Yeah, it's good. I don't want you even like. I wouldn't not want a big wedding party. It takes a whole thing to just get everyone down the aisle. Then you got to get wedding gowns for everybody, and then tuxes. They don't tell you when you're in the party that you pay for the tuxes.
Oh yeah,
that's bullshit too.
Some rental tuxedo.
Yeah, and my friend gave me a fucking watch as a thank you, and it's just like it's a nice watch, but.
That's a nice thing. Some people,
I spent $1,500 for the wedding.
Yeah.
So it's it's a little.
Well, now you got to stick it to him.
Not making up for it.
Yeah. So it's just like
you got to stick it to him and get married yourself, so he could give you the $1,500 back. That's why you get married, to get the money back.
You do it for the cash.
You do it for the cash. You don't do it for the love.
Well, what about you? Where you been?
What do you mean we're vibing?
How about you get Olivia? You and Olivia get married, and then you can get the money back
now
from.
We're getting somewhere.
That's just yeah.
Second week in a row, we've done this to him.
Yeah. Trust me, we're going down that road. But yeah, wait, that's part of it. What do you think? That's on the back of my head.
Did you have the book out? Like I know I saw. It's just like a real thing. You go and remember what people gave you, so you give it back to them.
So you give it back to them. Interesting. No, we like documented just to like make sure we had like just to kind of account that everyone, who we send a thank you card to and blah blah blah.
It wasn't a spite.
It wasn't like Scopo gave X amount, so I'm gonna let me put this aside for Scopo's wedding.
But let me tell you something. There's people out there in my family that will do that and will remember what's going on. Yeah,
that is true though. That you don't realize because we're almost middle age.
Yeah.
Right. And weddings from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's. Right. I remember I was texting people. Because you did it Sunday, Monday. So Sunday night we partied. Yeah. But Monday night some people were running out of a little bit of juice.
Yeah.
I remember I hit up Case. I go, buddy, we're gonna cut rug tonight, and he goes, I have plantar fasciitis. I go, okay, that's the problem.
Getting married in your late 30s is not the time.
People are going out.
People go hard the first night. They're like, oh, I'll be fine for the wedding. Yeah. And then shot the next day.
But like everyone kind of gives a pretty similar. Like there seems to be like a standard wedding amount people give, and then a few people surprise you. Like Emilio, the owner of New York Comedy Club, he came in heavy envelope.
That was for all the guest spots he did.
And that's exactly, it was like, this man is making up for the Connecticut Comedy Club in Atlantic City.
Don't forget Philly.
He gave a big gift, and I'm way down on our relationship.
Oh, man.
He couldn't possibly make up for all the
you want to do this gig? It's not paying well, but you get stage time. Oh, okay, Emilio, I'll do it.
Yeah, I guess I'll drive 6 hours.
Yeah. And yell at people with Russ Guten laughing at me.
Not to blow smoke up your ass, but your wedding was... What made your wedding real fun was it was unique. Like I haven't been to a wedding that was you guys put thought into everybody else.
We tried to plan every part of it so there wasn't like downtime, so it was like fast moving and it was fun the whole time. Like that was our goal. We really were intentional about that. And even like the ceremony, our ceremony was like what, 17 minutes or something?
Yeah, I remember that because I was like, I hope not doing a full thing right now.
Yeah, we were like
praying this was a quick, let's go get it over.
Was it 60 minutes?
It was less than 20.
It was pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 20 in and out, and it was one of my best friends doing the ceremony, so it wasn't like when I hate when you go to a wedding and it is just like clearly some priest or whatever they've had 2 meetings with.
Exactly.
And then he says like a couple basic things about everyone knows how much Roger loves mini golf or whatever.
Yeah. Give me a few things, tips to write down. Yeah, I've seen
exactly.
That. It's the worst.
It's absolutely the worst. So it was like we had a friend do it who knew us both well and knew the relationship, and that affects. And we both wrote our own vows. We're both comics, so we went out of our way to like write funny. That's what again. That's like
we want to talk about that because like we were there. Casey crushed.
Casey destroyed.
Casey crushed, and I'm like, I remember thinking in my head, I go, if I was Robbie, I'd be a little nervous right now, following her. I'd be like, I would try to give her the light, like finish it up already. Let's go.
Yeah.
She did really well.
Yeah. She smashed.
Were you nervous at all? Like, can I follow this?
I was.
I remember you crushed too, but you were a little longer laid out with the joke, and then you fucking had a huge pop.
Yeah. That was that's kind of how I designed it.
Yeah. Huge pop. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's following well. He can follow.
I designed it to kind of reel in and then really slam out the gate so I could coast off of that, which was the plan. But no, look, you're never gonna have an easier audience than like 150 people who know you who are rooting for you. I wasn't like worried about it, but Casey, I was like, okay, she is smashing. she is smashing, and like I'm gonna have.
Did you want to walk out of the room? Like I can't be in there right now. I gotta watch this.
But tax shit, we've all seen this.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna work.
Write a new joke. Let's go. Write a new 5 minutes.
But hers was all like. She was so funny, and then also managed to blend it with being like really touching and emotional, and I feel like mine fell short there.
No,
let's just lean into the comedy.
Not at all, actually. I think you guys both did a good job.
When usually the women get more deep into the vows of like, I love watching, Netflix with you or something like that. The guys are like, I just love you in general. Yeah. So did you have to like think about that, or do you know it's gonna be touching?
You don't know what it's gonna be until you sit down to write it.
Okay.
And that's what it was, which we both kind of did like 2 or 3 days before. When you're kind of like, which is kind of crazy because you're so busy moving shit around for the wedding, getting stuff set up, answering calls, people texting you, but we both just put like a few hours aside and wrote them. Yeah. I had no idea what was going to kind of come out of me until I started writing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, I just was like, did you write like a week before? I was like, in my head, I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous performing in front of my friends and family. I'd be like, is this going to go well? Yeah. I don't know if it's going to I would get nervous doing that.
It's so funny because I think that's why so Casey's not like a Bridezilla type or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think so much of that is because when you're a comic, how many times in the past month, both of you, has a room full of people applauded for you?
I mean, having a lot of spots lately, so.
Man. It's been a rough couple sets, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's COVID. I'm blaming COVID.
All right?
But even
I might get embarrassed to do a set.
This is why this guy's trying to get married. Trying to find a soulmate.
But it's like even when they bring you up, when you walk off stage, even if you bomb, you're a room full of people are paying attention to you and clapping. That doesn't happen in most people's lives. So they're like, this is a very fucking special moment.
Yeah.
All eyes are on me. They're paying attention to me, to what I say. And for us, that's just kind of another day. We just do that all the time. So there's none of that, this moment is everything. We got to get it just right. It almost feels like it was a special moment, but it wasn't like this is unique and maybe the last time in my life this is going to happen.
Was there anything when you were planning the wedding that actually you were like, hey, this is going to be nice or this is going to be great, but then it happened and that was that actually turned out better than I ever anticipated, and it was one of the best memories of the night.
Everything we talked about was a discussion that we everything was kind of we checked in. There's just one thing that Casey was like, I just unilaterally did this, just so you know, and that was getting the drag queen to perform
really?
Yes, I had no input in that. Casey was just like,
when did she tell you that?
Tammy, right after she did it, booked it, but but she's like, it's booked, it's done. And I wasn't so I was like, okay, that's fine, but we could have discussed it, but also, but I didn't know what to expect, and that was a really fun moment as well.
Did she tell you why she did that, or she was just
she's friends with
cool.
Tammy? And
that's cool.
You guys get any vetoes? You veto one thing?
Wait, do you guys know what happened the next morning?
No.
The Tammy Spanks thing?
No.
So Tammy is a super talented drag queen. And actually sings, but lip syncs, does all the whole kind of drag show.
She was good. She was good.
She was great. And part of the fun of Tammy is as in character, because I think he wears padding when he's being her. So you gotta get everything just right.
Yeah. Very PC way to say it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the character's bigger. She's a big girl, Tammy Spanks. And the next morning after the wedding, my mom comes up to the table where Foley is sitting alone eating and just puts her hand on his shoulder and goes, "You were great last night." She thought Foley was the drag queen.
Did Foley go, thanks? All right.
Foley just took it. Yeah, what's he going to do? Snap on my mom,
Oh, my God. Gee, Henry, come on.
See, that's one thing that that's one thing the girl's always going to get the pass on. She could have done that. You couldn't have done that.
No.
You couldn't have been like, hey, I'm bringing in a guy to do an N1 mixtape.
Totally.
Dribbling and doing stuff, right? If you had something, let's say you had one. One freebie.
What would you do?
Oh, that's
one that would be my buddy told me that he's getting married. He said he's not going to do it, but he wants ninja servers.
Ninja servers.
Yeah, they do flips, they do backflips, and then they fight when they serve your food.
I would hate that so much.
He wants ninja servers.
I would do just get me a straight up bare knuckle boxing match.
Yeah.
Middle of the
let's bring Dana White in here. Let's get some UFC going right now.
I don't want him trained. I want two real pieces of trash.
Local townies.
Yeah.
Give him a shot and let him go.
I got a couple of Queens.
Scopo second cousins.
Yeah, I got you, no problem.
Yeah.
Let's go to the local pub. We'll find a couple of guys there.
No, if you had a freebie, one little freebie thing, honestly, what would it have been?
if like let's say I had like unlimited money, then it would have been like some musician who I actually think is amazing to perform a song. You know, I'd get like a Jason Isbell or someone like that I'm a big fan of, I guess. But that's kind of too extravagant for me. But that would be pretty fucking.
My
cool.
buddy wanted DMX to bring him out. I swear, my buddy he looked into it. DMX to bring him out as the anthem song.
Yeah,
and it was New Year's Eve. It was 50 grand. He goes, I can't do 50 grand. He goes, I was willing to go 15.
Yeah,
but I couldn't do 50.
Your friend's a white guy.
Yeah.
That makes me so sad. The thought of it, because DMX, I'm sure he's done that a bunch for 50 grand a month.
Yeah, 100%.
At some fucking white schlub's wedding. Yeah. Like, you know, do the little bark, you know, for the first time. You know.
He really looked into it too. He's like, I want DMX so bad. He was paying for the whole thing. He's like, I'll do it if I have to.
Dude, that's pretty cool though.
DMX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know, rest in peace, DMX.
R.I.P.
But R.I.P. But if I ever stumbled in 50 grand,
wedding, like I got blood on my hands and no remorse. I got blood on my dick because I fucked your corpse. Thank you, Minister.
And now, Mr. and Mrs. John. Your dad got like super high.
Yes.
At the wedding too.
Yeah.
So Robby had like weed gummies.
Gummies,
yeah.
And your dad doesn't really know what weed gummies
He kind of knew what they were. I just don't think he understood the potency, you know? So, like, yeah, we passed out. We had, like, cigars, cigarettes, joints, and gummies for everyone. And he, like, he was just kind of eating them. He thought they were like, oh, there's some weed in here, whatever. It's like a thing, a novelty. Like, maybe he thought they were like he doesn't understand the milligram concept, so he thought they were like 1 unit, you know? And he had, like, 11 of them.
Yeah.
No, 11?
Yes.
How many milligrams were
they?
10?
They were 5 milligrams. So he had 55 milligrams. It's just fucking intense.
For a newbie, yeah.
I mean, he smokes a bit, but like not like that. So he's talking to people, and everyone's like, I had one, I had 2. And then Jade Catapretta, she's like, I had 10. And my dad's like, oh, he felt so relieved. He's like, oh, thank God, 10. I had 11. And she's like, 11? I had 10 milligrams. I had 2 of them.
Did he like walk? Didn't he?
I told him because he like came up to me. He's like explained the situation. And it was late in the night at this point anyway. It was the night before the wedding. Yeah. It was after like the roasts or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, this place is in the woods. It's remote. His cabin was probably like a 5-minute walk away. And I was just like, you have to go back to your cabin right now while you're still coherent and get into bed. Because if you were out when this thing hits you, it's game over.
Yeah. Just go, take a shower and go to bed.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever anticipate their father is going to just get
Robbie's dad is running naked through the farmland right now.
He said he woke up to take a piss at like, whatever, 2, 3 in the morning. It was just fully hallucinating. Yeah. But he was like, I enjoyed it. He knew what was happening. It was just like
at least he was by himself and you know all that stuff.
So it didn't hit him at the wedding at all then. So he really didn't hit him.
But then so he had a bit of a headache like going into the day of the wedding. But by the time the wedding happened, like 5 o'clock, he was okay. You know?
I remember the next day at the ceremony, everyone was like, "Did you hear what happened to Robbie's dad?"
Yeah.
They were just pointing at him, and he was just standing there. I'm like, "Oh, that's a man who had 11 edibles."
Yeah.
He was just staring into the sky. I'm like, "Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
He's having a good time."
He's wondering, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that. Oh, God.
Dude, you guys didn't have a cake, did you? Or you did have a cake?
We did not have a cake.
No, you didn't.
Donuts. We had donuts.
How much of a relief was the non-cake? I feel the cake. Everybody talks about how expensive the goddamn
cake
cake's
is crazy expensive. Nobody eats it.
Nobody.
And then we don't like we didn't do any of the wedding stuff. We didn't do have the cake and fucking jam it in each other's face.
Hacks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. We didn't
hacks.
do
That's what it felt like. You guys were not wedding hacks.
Like we've been to a bunch of them. Again, that's kind of the other thing about being in your late 30s and doing this is like you've been to enough that you know what you like, you know what you don't like. We had Nick Zia comic like DJ, and we were like, Nick, we love you. Don't say say nothing. Don't say a goddamn thing into the microphone.
Nick's doing 5.
I will say this: he did a fucking bang up job. He did great. He did exactly what we asked. But when we first sat down for dinner, he went rogue for a minute, and he just played like some either like a Deep Journey B-side or like some Steve Perry song that's like clearly from a guy who's been to a fuck ton of weddings on the Jersey Shore, you know, his whole life.
I find nothing wrong with that at all.
They're gonna like this. It's classy. It's a classy song. And I fucking had to go out there and be like, fuck are you doing? Like, we gave you a list, buddy. We gave you
no Sinatra. Is Sinatra on there?
Exactly.
Sinatra's
He tried to do he was just kind of feeling it out. He was a little heat check, you know.
He went Queens Road.
Yeah.
He's got honestly, it's probably in his system. I got to play Sinatra one time in the wedding. I have to do it, or I'm going to lose my mind.
Union rules.
It's his OCD. He just have to do it.
You went up there.
Yeah.
And you're like, buddy, where are we?
What are we doing here? And he's like kind of acting like there was a technical thing. There's no technical fucking thing, you know.
He scratches it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, we were specific about every choice like that was intentional.
So, I've been to wedding, not to talk shit. All my friends' weddings were fun, but a lot were pretty traditional, and they a lot of them sort of bled into each other. Where I've
been to a couple snoozers.
Sure,
they were fun. They were fun, but I'm like, fuck, did that happen at this wedding or did this happen at that wedding?
Yeah,
I don't, because it was all sort of. But yours, I pretty much remember everything. I remember the barbecue. I remember, getting up there. Everything. Yeah. Essentially, right?
We really made a point to plan every moment. But because every moment is planned, that means there is conversations. There is some tension. There is some we got into one blowout fight.
Buddy, you're answering all our cues here. Let's fire away, baby.
Yeah, anytime she's like, fuck this wedding, fuck you, I'm out of here.
But the blowout fight was so crazy because it made no sense. And I think we still will sometimes revisit it and fight about it because it's so crazy. It was our first dance song, right? And I wanted a song called "The Promise" by Sturgill Simpson, which is a cover of maybe a Tears for Fears song or whatever. But it's a beautiful song. It's kind of the right pace for me, a guy who cannot dance. I can't really move too much. So I wanted a song. She listened to the lyrics, and you can barely hear Sturgill's lyrics on it, but she listened to them. She's like, these lyrics are sad. They're about a relationship that's not quite going well. I don't want to dance to this. And I was like, it's not about the lyrics, which you can barely hear. The song creates a feeling. It creates a mood. It creates an atmosphere. And she's like, yeah, but the words don't align with what we want to do. And then I'm like, yeah, but I guess I don't care about the words. That's what I said. I said I don't care about the words. I care about the feeling it creates. And it was like instead of saying I don't care about the words, I said you're a fucking cunt. That was the reaction. It immediately turned into, this is the whole problem with our fucking relationship. You don't care about the word. The words means nothing to you. It doesn't. How can you even suggest this song? Well, and literally, my point is just to me, music creates a vibe and a feeling.
Yes.
And the words if you really take the lyrics of most songs, they're kind of stupid on their face. I
personally don't listen to the lyrics
when I went
and
to
then
karaoke,
examine them.
I put a song that talked about killing yourself. I'm like, I forgot. This was, yeah. Sorry about
It just creates a vibe.
I feel so bad. I'm like, this is a birthday party.
Totally.
We're supposed to have a good time.
It just creates a vibe and a feeling.
Everyone thought that was on purpose.
No. I mean, subconsciously, yeah. But
Casey just locks into lyrics, and that's more important than the other stuff for her. So that made it really hard to find a song.
So that's interesting. So that was the one blowout.
That was the one.
That was the big blowout, but there's probably a little. How long that will last though?
I mean, that was a fucking 2-day thing. Probably we were it ruined a day for sure. Just absolutely tanked a day.
To be honest with you, I think that's a good thing to fight about though, because that is one of the most important parts of the wedding.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe you don't go insane and lose it to that extent, but. You should. I would want to.
That's one that you're
reach out and be like, hey, this song is important to me. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
She came back with a Justin Bieber song. And then she tried.
Hey, Bieber's good though.
Bieber's
baby.
This is what I said. I was like, Bieber's good, but I'm not gonna. He's not gonna be the touchstone of our wedding. He's not gonna be a central character in my life. For God's sake. But then she tried to convince me that I had said, she's like, I played it for you and you said yes. And I was like, that can't be true. There's no way I would have heard some Justin Bieber song.
Manipulation.
And this is the one. This
is
the one that I want. Never Say Never is whatever the hell it was.
And then Nixie was like, how about Cowboy from Jovi?
And we landed on Wildflowers by Tom Petty is where
and now how long did that take though? To get that Tom Flower
Wildflowers, Tom Petty. It was we went back and forth on probably 10, 15 songs.
That is actually pretty interesting. I never thought about how people come to together on that song. Because I mean, me and Olivia definitely do not have the same taste in music.
Right.
So it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
Like
She doesn't like the overs.
no, mine would be Whoop There It Is. It would be all jock jams, and that would be it.
Come on, ride that train. Yeah.
We're going crazy. Yeah.
Jock
but
Jams 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
how do you come to agreement on that?
We have to listen to a bunch of stuff.
You have to listen to songs together?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, yeah,
What do you?
it's
What do
a
you?
long
You just sit there and
conversation,
listen.
Basically, but a lot of them are songs you're gonna know out the gate. It's not. It's very rare that it's gonna be like, here's a song you've never heard.
Yeah.
I think the Sturgill Simpson one probably was one she wasn't familiar with, so I get her like vetoing it on that alone because it's one that you want. But the lyrics thing was insane. We did talk about we almost did it solely for the joke. We thought it would have been. We came very close, and we're like, not every bit of this wedding can be a joke. You know, because you do like a father-daughter dance,
Yeah,
a mother-son dance,
yes.
and we wanted to do Santana smooth for all three dances because it would have been the funniest. Just for ladies and gentlemen, the groom and his mom.
It's like Wedding Singer. They give
Yes,
you time. He plays it over and over
exactly.
again. He's like,
by the third time that guitar lick intro hit, it would have been the funniest thing.
Everyone would have looked at Nick and been like,
What are you
"This
doing?"
moron," because he looks like someone who would play smooth 3 times in a row too.
Totally.
poor Nick. It's not my choice. Not my choice on this one.
Yeah.
How about-
I hate the whole father daughter. Casey wanted to do it with her dad. You
Yeah.
know, so like,
That's a big thing, though.
That's a big thing, though, for
that's
sure.
a big thing.
So I said yes, and then you have to do it with your mom if she's gonna do it with her. So like we did it, but like I don't know, just the whole like tradition of it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Like this is like, you know, it's like
What,
this is
dancing with mom?
yeah, it just seems weird that it's like one more dance with my little girl, you know? The last one.
Sending her off to get banged out tonight, huh?
I just the whole thing creeps me out.
I saw my buddy got married, and him and his mom did the son-daughter or son-mom dance,
Yeah.
and they started like 2 seconds. It was slow,
Yeah.
and then it went to fast, and they
Okay.
both started dancing like, and they were
Okay.
black too, so that made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because they were both good.
Yeah.
and yeah, that was cool. I
Yeah.
was like, in the back of my head, I was like, I'm doing that with my
Yeah.
mom for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to do a dance, like a synchronized dance?
I really want to do the Macarena with my mom because she always used to play it. It would be cool. Me and my mom doing the Macarena.
I love that.
The Macarena is a
Yeah.
good time. You can't go wrong with the Macarena.
I don't know. I don't want to see that online.
I'm not gonna put it online.
It's gonna go online. Someone's gonna
finally going viral.
someone's gonna film it. You know.
Mother-son Macarena
Yeah.
move.
Buddy, there's no way I'm going viral on my wedding night. That's for sure.
What was
That's
the-
crazy. I never think about these things.
Yeah.
We'll start thinking about
Did
it.
you?
buddy.
Did you know it was? You knew it was gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But did you know it was gonna be to the extent that it was?
My fear was that it was going to be so busy the whole time it was happening that neither of us would have a good time. You know, I was like, there's so many
Got it.
moving parts here.
Yeah.
And you're kind of in charge of shepherding everything. And like, we didn't get like a videographer. I like set up like the cameras I would use for my podcast, you know, to like, we had a photographer. We didn't like, so it was like, I was kind of running around doing stuff. But when the wedding hit, when it actually started, like, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Like, all the pre-planning like worked out well, and we both had a blast. And I was truly scared that it was going to be like, because you hear this from people all the time.
Yeah, what do
Like,
they say
You don't
when-
enjoy your own wedding. You're too busy shaking hands. But also, a lot of weddings we had 2 full days, right? So it wasn't like 5 hours where you have to say hi to everybody. And a lot of times you might be meeting the bride's family for the first, you know, like distant family.
I want to say that it's like I've been to a few weddings or like dates, and like I'm there for their special day. I'll never see those human beings again.
Right.
And that's so awkward. Is that like an awkward thing to meet people?
We literally didn't have anyone like that at the wedding. Everyone who was there were people that we like.
You're gonna see
liked
all the
and
time.
We'll see again in our lives. I think there was maybe like some spouses. I would say of the like 140-ish people who were there, like maybe I met 5 or 6 for the first time, but everyone else I know.
So you think the 2-day wedding was something that you guys wanted to do for like a time because you didn't
Yes.
want to jam everything
Didn't
in?
wanna rush.
So what advice would you give people if they don't have that like option and it's only like a 1-day
Then
thing?
I kind of think it's just kind of about
You're
your.
screwed.
Like, I think it's you're screwed. No, I really think it's try to like. I get that there's obligations out there, but I think there's other ways to probably meet those obligations. You can probably do like an engagement party or whatever that's a little more low key and get, but like. on your wedding, like try to have it be people who you both want to be there, that they're meaningful to you. It's special that they're going to be there. Look, just the nature of this thing, a couple people are going to creep in that you're not going to talk to 18 months after the wedding. Whatever. A couple people are going to
Did you see people at the wedding like, I don't like you anyway. I was forced in this one.
A couple people are like, okay, all right.
You're dancing? Okay.
There's been some changes since this list went out.
Yeah.
But, so it's like, try to get people who you're going to be happy to see them 20 years from now.
Yeah, I would hate being I don't want to meet people. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's supposed to be your day to catch up with your you're there with your wife. That's special every time. You're also seeing old friends. Like, it's rough to be paraded around from table to table. We didn't do that. We didn't have to go from table to table. And this is
I hate when people. I hate when they come over.
Mark, remember I told you about cousin Mark? Like, we didn't do that.
Yeah, I hate when people come over. They come over. Oh, thank you for coming. It's like, don't. I feel this is so fake. This is staged.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the dance floor.
Yeah, sometimes they got a videographer come around every table and they give you a mic and they're like, say something to the couple. I haven't been to one of those in years, but I definitely remember, my dad like being like, yeah, go fuck it up. And my mom's like, shut up. Yeah. You're fucking this up.
Those are really fun moments. Yeah, we left out a podcast table, right? We had 2 mics and just 2 hot mics.
Yes.
And anyone could go record a wedding podcast.
Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
You listened to it?
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's awesome.
I had meticulously set the levels to be just right because it was in a loud room with music. But
it was upstairs, right?
I wrote eat the mic. I had the levels just right. And the first person who sat down just absolutely just fucking cranked the level up.
Who was it?
I do remember, but I don't remember in this moment.
Oh, okay.
I identified them in the moment.
Who did the most? Who did the most time in the mic?
What was really funny is that people who are actually podcast partners, who you think like, oh, you guys get a break from doing your podcast, did it as podcast partners. Feeney, Sagalo, Cannon, the guys we fucked, girls. Like, it was like, what are you? You guys are off the clock, We set this up for you guys to have fun. Suddenly I'm listening to follow me on Patreon.
You could fucking probably put that on.
I got a blue apron.
You could put that on Patreon and make so much money from across all their fans.
Yeah.
I got everybody here. I got the whole New York comedy scene.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Schultz and Akash FaceTime Alex Media.
Yeah, no, Schultz is the only one smart enough to be like, if I'm not working for 17 minutes this week, I'm going to not work.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I was going to ask you who was the most famous person at your wedding, but Schultz was there. So
it would have been Schultz.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Schultz rolled up late though. He had to roll in with the posse.
Oh,
it was hilarious.
It was. I mean, it was very classic Schultz. It was like show up late, 4 guys in a Tesla, shake some hands, kiss some babies.
Filmed it and then subtitled it, and on the way back home, and then he put it out the next day.
A little bit of content. He made $37,000.
No limo, right?
Huh?
No limo, right? Or was there?
He didn't go anywhere.
No, we were in the middle.
Again, another thing that that traditionally weddings would be the limo. Well, you guys didn't have a limo. You didn't have cake. And so if someone was to get married and they were like, what would you advise? I'd be like, well, one of the best weddings I've ever been to didn't have a limo, didn't have a cake, didn't have most of the things that
didn't have a bride or groom. It was crazy. It was the best time. It was a frat party back in 06. Yeah.
Zero love.
I would say don't get too hung up on tradition. And what's
tradition's out.
Pick the stuff that's fun for you and do that.
I think because we're older, so it's like I'm not. Who cares? I'm older. Yeah. If you're in your 20s, you want the best. You want this. You want that because it's what's supposed to happen. Older, I don't give. If I have 5 people at my wedding, I don't give a shit.
The other thing, Casey's dad, generously had saved money up for her wedding, so he gave us a little chunk. Then I paid for. Well, he gave us a good sized chunk. I don't want to say little chunk. He gave us a good amount, but then I paid for the majority of it, and that kind of takes out there's not parents yapping in your ear. You got to invite this person. You got to do this. You got to and have that.
Yeah, without that financial aid, you could really. It's a free
have autonomy.
Yes, did you ever think you get mad at Casey because what the fucking money I'm spending, could have put a Bitcoin, could have put something good.
Bitcoin.
Could have got 2 or 3 Bitcoins in my pocket right here.
No, it's never a Bitcoin that's the thing. But I have some version of that thought 2 or 3 times a day.
That's funny because we asked Mike what some questions to ask you, and that was his.
The only ones that didn't revolve around food was the
The wedding was so much fun that it was an absurd amount of money to spend on something, but I think we both cherish it. We had so much fun. It was fantastic memories. Everyone had a great time. It was special to both of us. I don't regret it at all. I really don't.
No, yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. I mean, it was a great time. Everybody had a great time.
I need to borrow $6,000 from one of you.
Buddy, you came on the wrong podcast for that.
Right now.
Yeah. I don't know about this podcast that's going to get you out of that jam.
What was like the most overrated part of the whole thing? When like people hyped up and you're like, it wasn't that good.
I don't know.
The wedding night after, like, yeah. I remember my mom told me, she was like, yeah, I slept, your father slept on the floor and I was in the bed because we had the whole bridal party was sleeping on the bed on the floor. She wasn't like, everyone was there. They partied all night long.
The night before, the first night after the barbecue that night, we fucked like a couple might do. But the night of the wedding, I don't think we did. We got home at like 4:30 a.m.
Hammered too.
Yeah. She was playing pool.
She had. I don't think anyone in my whole life, single or what, has ever had less interest in having sex with me. Casey on our wedding night.
She was chugging red wine.
She was throwing White Claws down. I remember you being on the couch, high as hell, looking at me with a man bun. You go, "You're the most queens I've ever seen you in my life."
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, no, she was having so much fun with the friends she hadn't seen in a while, her family and stuff, and they were the last. She wanted to be the last one to. I think around like 2:30, I was like, "Do you want to go back to the wedding night?" And she was like, oh, "No." And I was like, "Okay, all right, cool. I'll see you for the next until one of us is dead." Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more for like in your older time. The older times, they're like, yeah, the wedding night is going to happen unless you're just.
That's true. It's like lost a little bit of magic when
if you haven't had sex with your wife before you get married, that's a big risk.
Yeah,
that's a big risk. And I'm not willing to take that one.
It seems crazy.
It's psycho.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
a little nuts.
Yeah,
it's a little nuts for sure.
That's off the rails, definitely.
We've tackled a lot of shit here though. Just thinking about did you ever like? I don't know. Weddings are so I hate sappiness.
Yeah.
You know, like I hate that. I remember my buddy was getting married one time, and I was in I was a groomsman or whatever, and like we were getting ready, and like we were like one of my other buddies was gonna cry and stuff, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And some guy drove by in a pickup truck, and he rolled down the window, and he was like, "Sucker!" And we all started dying, and I was like, "Thank God that happened." Yeah.
I'm surprised to find myself getting like emotional up when we were doing the vows. I didn't know if I would, because I'm not a super emotional guy, but like in the moment, you're like, okay, I really feel this.
I think that's different though than like the whole thing has this theme of.
But we didn't we didn't want that. We were
that was joy.
We tried to keep it like light and joyous and funny and fun the whole time. The first night was a roast. We did like the roast toasts in town. So if anyone wanted to give a toast, but also we had a bunch of comics come up and roast us and like.
Did anybody ever come up to you and be like, "Yo, I thought that was going to be a disaster, and it turned out to be incredible"? Because when I thought it'd be a disaster. Yeah, because I didn't know it was going to be like. Actually organized, and like I thought people were just gonna go up and grab the mic while people were
writing stuff too. I was like, what?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
well, we made sure to tell people like 2 weeks in advance, like, and then remind them like 3 days before if you want to do something, you can sign up. We have Rel Battle, who's on a show on Peacock right now, like, hosting it. Like it was like organized a sign up list, like, and comics want comics want to do it. So and they're super. It was Mike Cannon and
Sagalo
did really well. Yeah.
And Chelsea Devontae.
So many people were fantastic, but I was just like, what the hell is this going to be? Yeah. But I didn't realize that it was going to be organized, put together. Everything was really, really well done at the wedding.
Did you always want the 2-3 day wedding kind of thing, 2 day wedding kind of thing?
So the guy who performed our ceremony, I kind of like took a good chunk of stuff that we did from his wedding.
So you picked his brain.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's not bad.
That's a good idea. So people are going to be piggybacking you. You're going to be like the template for, you're going to go to a comics wedding and be like, oh, this A looks familiar. And B like,
yeah, good.
Where the fuck did you get these donuts?
How many comics are going to get married? They're all psychopaths.
It's true. Yeah. But good, because I'd rather go to that than like with the one Nick Z planned that's in a hotel lobby,
in a Hilton?
Yeah, in a Hilton.
But a few of those bad boys.
I gotta watch a slideshow of, and this is, here's Greg in 4th grade, and here's Jennifer, and look who won the spelling bee. And I gotta do this slow walk to them meeting, picture of them drinking in college. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Don't make me watch this, please.
How about the speeches? Were you nervous for the speeches? Because you have no control over that part.
Yeah, I was, because I was, first of all, it was, I felt bad for the people who had to give the speeches because it was like that's a room full of professional comedians, and it was my best friend from childhood giving the speech and my sister, and then Casey's sister. and Casey's dad, you know? So you're like, these people are not performers. And they gotta, people are...
You know what, we trash them too. Fucking give this guy the light. Come on, get out of here.
People are terrified of public speaking, so then to do it in front of a room, like there's like literal famous people there who like, oh, this is what they do for a living.
I remember my buddy got married in Miami, and his the sister of the wife went up and she did like a 15-minute speech.
Yeah.
And I sent all the guys on the bridal side, I sent a bomb emoji, and I just saw everyone just dying laughing.
Oh, the laugh text?
Yeah, laugh text. I got the whole I bomb. She was bombing. I was like, wrap it up.
My favorite part of any wedding is actually the speeches. Like, because they can either go fantastic or they can go terribly, and it's fucking great either way.
My buddy just got engaged, and his best man was like, I'm gonna like a 10-minute speech. I go, 2-3 minutes. Tops.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Cut the fat and then get it out, okay? You don't want to be there. I go, 3 minutes when you're bombing, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long, you have some flop sweats are gonna happen. It's gonna be rough out there.
I've seen people melt. Just absolutely melt. They're real confident and fall apart.
Like, this is gonna fucking crush.
I saw one guy. He had a minute. I don't know. He started kind of talking. Then he got a little tongue tied, and then he just resorted to, I just love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Said it like 3 times, and finally his brother like runs up to be like, I got you, bro. Runs up there, puts his arm around him, is like, I got you, bro. But then hadn't thought out a plan beyond that moment. So then the 2 assholes are just standing there silent around a mic.
The double,
saying nothing. Double bomb. Yeah,
we got you, bro. We got you, bro.
Yeah, we got you. But like, it didn't get him. He's just sitting there.
I went to a wedding, or I didn't go to this wedding, but a guy I know, he's actually a comedian. I don't want to say his name. He didn't write his vows. Yeah. So he was going to go up there and improv.
He's just going to freestyle.
Oh my God, he's going to do that?
And he's also married to a comedian. And apparently, again, I wasn't there, he's eating it.
Yeah.
Eating it. Yeah. Own vows at his wedding. And then his ending is like, he knows he's not doing well, because, you know, and he goes, I'm just going to do what I do. And that's how he ends his speech. And that's now what every time they refer to him, they're like, hey, you're going to do what you do? Like, he is now mocked because of his wedding speech. Yeah. So that will forever, I'm in my head, I'm like,
the comic riff.
Yeah, I do what I do. No,
I've done ripped rooms. Who gives a shit? Yeah, no problem. Rip this shit up.
But now that's forever his reputation, his thing. I'm going to do what I do. And now, if I, my vows are going to be written. They're going to be written 100%.
It's all act outs. Yeah, just running up and down. Run to stage, run back, do flip, say I love you, goodbye.
Have you guys ever given a best man toast or anything at a wedding?
Nah, no one likes me that much.
I have. I've given I wasn't the best man, but I gave a speech.
Smash?
Yeah, I would be nervous. Everyone knows I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
It's like, this is gonna be so funny. And then you're like, oh fuck, first joke doesn't land as hard as you want. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it was much easier than stand-up comedy. Much easier.
The room wants to. They're on your side deeply.
Yes. And then they're looking at the groom, and if he's laughing, then you're already in the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's easier than a 12:30 Thursday spot. I'll tell you right now.
My cousin got married, and then his cousin was the best man, and he gave a speech. And one of the things he goes, Lewis has been with a lot of girls. I mean, a lot of girls. Everyone was looking, like, what the fuck is he doing right now? Even Lewis was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I mean, 30 minutes ago in the coat room. Yeah. This guy's unstoppable.
So you did have like an idea because you picked your buddy's brain and stuff like that.
Yes. Okay. And then everyone who gave a toast at the wedding, I thought did great, but because that's a real nerve-wracking situation. But they all did good. My sister is is funny because she never speaks publicly, and then just like a comic, she's like, I bombed. And I was like, no, you didn't. You actually did. You did.
No,
really
everybody
well.
was good. No,
I planned this. I didn't do this. I missed this line. I was like, yeah, you sound like a comic for sure.
Are anyone not give you like the right amount of money? Like, okay, I'll remember this.
No. Look, again,
I have that vendetta in my head.
You're already thinking of something that hasn't happened. You're never getting married.
I didn't want that. You didn't give me the money. You're fucking.
Because we were invited. There was a bunch of comics there, so there were some people where I was flat out like, look, this is kind of an expensive weekend to come to, right? You have to get it's like $200 for the hotel room and this and that or whatever. So it's like, just if you can make it, I'm happy. and I really felt that way for most of the comics. And there's some people who are doing pretty well. You're like, all right, you're probably chipping a little something. You know? But for the most part, it's like if you can just afford to come up here, we're happy to have.
Was there a little post-wedding shit talk? Not in a bad way, but you guys were like,
you didn't sit down like
what the fuck were those shoes?
And go, you fucking cheap
Not just the money, but just like, what the fuck were those shoes?
No
that
one,
suit.
I mean,
did you see that idiot dance?
I think we would have if anyone had like opened themselves up to that, but really,
no one was embarrassed. No one was not in a bad way, but just like in a this outfit, those moves.
No, because so many people wore over the top outfits anyway.
That's
you
true.
know, like
That's
someone had like a leopard skin shorts and suit coat. Like it was like some ridiculous outfits anyway. So
no one wore like a hat or anything, right? Like a baseball cap or
Casey's
something.
Casey's stepdad, her mom's husband, he wore a tuxedo T-shirt. You know?
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a convincing T-shirt. You didn't even notice.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I guess
so.
I did.
No, we were just kind of open to whatever. There was really, someone spilled some wine on Casey's wedding dress. I think there was maybe there was that. There was, but
was it a noticeable amount or was it?
I think, but it was late enough in the night where it didn't really matter. You know.
Well, I know Casey's she's shit talk, and that's why I love her. She's the best. Yeah. But like, did you you didn't go back and forth? Like, you fucking believe this guy?
we were in as good of a place as we could be emotionally at that moment.
Okay.
So we weren't turning it straight to like this motherfucker. $75? A gift card?
He blows up an Instagram. Like, he could give you fucking. He could.
So the wedding was
not even a Marshall's in my neighborhood.
Someone give you a gift card? Please have.
No.
Okay.
Was there a registry?
We didn't do a registry because again,
I just Venmo'd you.
That's one of the things where you're like,
I Venmo.
You did.
I have to give you a card with your address. They go, just Venmo me. I'm like, all right, sure.
Scopo sent us some Mets jersey.
You'd be thankful for that one, okay?
Yeah, we didn't. Again, when you get married and you're 26, it's like you need fucking plates. You know? And we're grown ups. We don't need plates.
Yeah.
So we didn't register anywhere. We just said if you want to donate to like a honey fund, so we can take a honeymoon or whatever.
Was it a little annoying pre-wedding, just getting everybody's what they wanted to eat and
all that stuff sucks. Getting everybody's address. What you want to eat. Comics are not RSVPing on time like they're supposed to, so you gotta text them and be like, buddy, you coming or not?
Do you want lobster?
I tell everyone to mail it to my parents' house because I know my mom will bring it to me, and that's how I remember. I don't check my mailbox ever, so I'll give it to her because she'll take care of it.
Yeah,
I probably have mails from 17 months ago in my mailbox right now. I've never once checked it. So I keep telling them, don't even do that. I don't want it.
And so look what you're dealing with.
Okay, so
many Scopos.
Then there's probably a thank you card from us in your mailbox, or there will be next week. We've been slow to do, but
no, I think my parents' house you're going to. You're not going to my house. I know. I'm telling you.
Text Maz. You'll get a thank you card from.
Okay. Well,
Cassidy hit me up. Cassidy recently. He goes. I said, Mom's like it's. She goes to me. He goes, Cassidy, who's her?
The whole thing was great.
Would you give marriage a thumbs up so far?
Marriage is a good time.
It's a good time.
We're doing good. We lived together forever before.
Yeah,
so
is it a big difference?
No, not really.
Yeah,
it's really not. Like we've been trying to have a kid since like a year and a half before getting married. So like the commitment's been there anyway. Yeah. So no, there's no real change to it. I think for some people, like depending on your life situation, if you're like moving in together right at, but people don't really do that like traditional stuff anymore, really, do they? Most people who are
friends do
getting married live together already. You have friends.
It's
who don't
very
live
bizarre.
Who
I think my older cousins did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, they never lived together. They moved in like the week after or the day after they got married. Yeah,
that's interesting. I don't think I have any friends really who.
Some of them. It's weird.
Who got married without living together first.
Yeah, no, it's a little weird.
So like, what are you guys gonna live in separate apartments? You know how high rent is in New York?
Yeah, that's
combine it. Yeah,
that's insane. Yeah.
So you got to give someone if someone's getting married. Your wedding was a success. What are the couple things you'd tell them to focus on
from a guy standpoint?
Guy's perspective, of course.
Well, gotta be fucking hot chicks there, bro. Chicks with titties, Don't have some no titty chicks at your wedding, bro. No, the things I would say are don't get hung up on traditions. Do what sounds fun to you, and don't invite people out of obligation. I understand you have people in your life that like obligations are part of it, so find a way to honor that obligation another way. But just have a wedding with the people you truly want there, and do what sounds fun to you. There's no rules that you have to do this, and this.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, just it's your night, your day.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Don't worry about anything. If you want to do something different, don't who gives a shit? It's your
Do
day.
something different. Yeah.
And
You don't have to explain to anybody.
And the guy is a huge part of the wedding. It's not like when you ask your buddies, "Oh, how was the wedding?" "Oh, I just do what she says." Like,
yeah.
admit it. There's nothing wrong with just admitting.
You can have a good time. You can be part of it. There's that old, I think it's that old like sitcom husband thing. Like the old ball and chain showed up.
Archie Bunker.
Happy wife, happy life, huh? I hate that. I hear that, but you're a loser.
You're an absolute
a loser.
fucking loser.
Yeah.
I believe that.
No, absolutely. So be a little honest. You want to have a good wedding, so you got to be a part of it. You got to be present in it. Traditions, hit the fucking bricks.
Yeah.
I think maybe over a certain age.
What do you mean?
You think? I think when you're younger, you probably still want the traditions.
You might, yeah.
Yeah.
You might. And they are
Probably.
like newer to you at that point.
Yeah.
But like,
Because your parents probably involved. They want you to get the
also
traditions and
when you're
shit.
26 and like hopeful, there's something fun about a garter toss, There's nothing
Yeah.
like fun about a garter toss.
I remember
when you're a
that.
40-year-old single loser.
I remember that. Like I guard.
Yeah, I remember
single,
the garter
I
toss.
have to go. I have to go out there. I was like 15 years old. Like I don't want to see this. I don't want to do this. It's not fun.
Yeah,
for me.
my aunt's getting her like garter removed by this
some
guy's
creep
teeth.
Fingering your
Yeah.
wife in front of you.
Zio Angelo, Jesus
And
Christ.
then another couple's gonna put it on, and it's like weird. It's like I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing
The
that
what's it
stuff.
called?
The bouquet toss.
Oh yeah, where there's like 4 women, like it's like a
Super competitive.
like a fumble or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're in
yeah.
the corner putting got minus 300 on Deborah. Yeah. What's the line on this?
Yeah, who's coming out of that scrum with the bouquet? I'm going with that one. I'm going with the one with the shoulders. Look
She
at
looks
that.
desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. The over 40. Go with the over 40. she's got gray hair. She's gonna go for the deep right here.
She's got experience.
She's gonna Randy Moss it. Don't worry about it.
The rotator cuff. She's all up in a
She just ran it
thing.
down and out. What are we doing? A pro set formation here?
All right, this is actually pretty helpful. But
Yeah, you're gonna get married soon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I want to.
No, you don't.
Well, last week I do.
And don't splurge on rings. This
Oh,
ring,
yeah, the
this was
ring.
$7 on Amazon. I bought it in 4 different sizes. You know my ring size.
You put it in a
So I
cart?
spent $28 on 4 different sizes. I figured out my size. It was $7.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does the trick.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't go crazy on the rings.
Don't reach on the ring.
See if you could get something on Amazon when you're getting toilet paper or whatever.
I think a lot of people will also go out and buy like a $20,000 engagement ring or whatever.
Yeah, because there's so much pressure of like, you got to get the expensive ring. If you don't get the ring, you don't love her.
Did you do with the engagement ring? Did you do the whole like 3 months whatever salary or whatever it is? No.
I can't. That I'll do because I don't make anything. So fuck yeah, let's party.
It depends if the Jets cover the over.
I went down to the Diamond District, 46th Street or whatever, and then you just start. There's like all these booths, and you just play them off each other. Like this guy says he'll do it for this much. How much will you do it for?
You're
And,
finagling in the
I'm
Diamond
running
District.
around.
Did
Me and the other Jews.
Yeah,
all the Jews down
did
there.
you drop in the fact that you're Israel
They
born
know,
in there?
they
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see it. And,
Yeah.
so you're playing these guys off each other. They all fucking hate each other. They're going, Mordecai will give it to you for what? I'll beat that son of a bitch,
I love driving to the Diamond District because they're all there. They're all crazy. They'll yell at each other too. It's so fun to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of it's theater. They're all pretending to like compete, and I think ultimately it's just one company, and they're getting the best of you.
There's 4 Jews running the whole thing,
Exactly, yeah.
Did Casey know you were gonna propose at the day of? She had a. I mean, you knew.
Think she had issued the ultimatum of like you have to do this or it's over a good 18 months before.
That's what my mom did to my dad. My mom gave my dad an ultimatum, and he's like, "Okay."
I wasn't even like okay. I was like, oh, we'll talk about it. It took me a while to get like mentally, to that place. But
What was that? What was the mental? Because I got grilled last week on the podcast.
I'm not into marriage as a concept anyway. It just kind of I struggle with the idea of I don't know why.
You're turning into an Italian man right now, talking. Yeah.
I just said, what does the government need to?
I don't need to know about what I do personally.
Exactly. What, you sign a contract? I got to
All right. I don't sign
I
nothing.
bring Donald Trump into this.
I don't sign nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just that whole thing felt weird. I'm like, here we're committed, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do get it. I get the commitment of it. It makes sense to me in that way. But it was something I pushed back on for many years. But now that I've
It's
done
it's a tough thing to answer because it's just this weirdness of
Yeah.
the whole thing. Again, the planning and you're like, what's the point? We love each other. We're doing,
Yeah, exactly.
But then when people are like, you gotta get married, it's like, okay, take it easy.
You know what's funny too? Like I want to if a guy has money or a girl has money, they go get a prenup. That's not an easy conversation to have.
Yeah.
With like,
the prenup's not,
with like,
prenup's
hey, I
not
trust you, but not for half my shit.
Yeah.
I'm committing to you forever, but also not really.
Yeah. I hear people because my buddy who has money, he was thinking about asking her getting it, and the girl was like, "Yeah, I'll sign it, whatever." They got divorced. He should have made him do it, and he had to pay her money.
Did she take a bunch of stuff? Yeah.
She took a nice chunk of change.
Took a little change.
Yeah, nice chunk of change.
I'm neither of us have enough money where that.
Yeah, I wasn't asking
the
you.
prenups is coming in, but no, that's a pretty valid question because it's very awkward to be like,
that's
hey,
gotta be awkward to have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah. Like, I love you, but I don't really trust you that much.
Well, I think like there really are like I think like rich people not only have prenups, like they straight up have like athlete style like contracts with bonuses and incentives, and it's like if we get 2 kids by 2026, you hit these like benchmarks, you get
and especially if like
bonus,
especially if it's like the people who are rich are the parents.
Yeah.
So they don't wanna. They have to come in and be like, hey, look, we're gonna take care of the prenup because we think you're gonna leave our son. And
that's crazy.
You're a nice girl, but I think you're a little bit of a whore. So,
look, I'm a level with you. I've been around a long time. My son's a sweet kid, you know.
Yo, he's not smart in the head.
Yeah, I grew up in the jungle. This kid's he's in the farm.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like out there, you know.
I know you. I know girls like you my whole life.
Our characters always revert back to sleazy Italian, and I respect it. No, I respect it because nail on the head. Absolutely nail on the head for sure.
Well, this was fun.
This was a great time.
So much fun.
This was actually very like educating. It really was.
Yeah.
Because again, I can't be too far off from taking the step and I have a lot of fear.
When she gives you the ultimatum.
But the ultimatum I haven't gotten yet, but I am going to Italy this summer and I fucking see it already in people's face.
Yeah.
They're already like, oh, you're going to Italy, so you don't. It's like.
I love to travel, so does Casey. So I had that conversation with her early in the relationship. Yo, I'm not going to propose to you overseas. I'm not going to do it. And then I ended up doing it. But just too many times I've seen couples flying back with some oblivious fucking husband, or no, just man with his AirPods on, big smile on his face, reading a magazine, and woman just unbelievably pissed off that she wasn't proposed to.
Her whole friends on Instagram were like, I don't believe this fucking piece of shit. Yeah. He went to Santorini.
St. Lucia and doesn't pop the question.
Yeah,
you know?
so you're telling me that before we get on the plane, I go,
look,
if you want a ring, you're
I just want you to know, like,
you're getting,
she knows because she has to pay for the ring.
If you're getting a ring, it's calamari. So take it easy. All right, I think we're good. Luke's with the time.
This was
Do you have a great time?
This was so much fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a great time. You know, it's
educating, nice,
trim,
sweet, fun.
Yep.
I don't even miss Mike.
No,
no, I forgot.
No filibustering around here.
It's a lot cooler without that fucking disaster.
Oh yeah, I know. That guy probably. Puts
he
up.
actually has. If you're in the right spot, you get a little bit of shade from him. But other than that, it's
sunny day.
It's hot.
On a sunny day, he's a good guy.
Yeah, Mike's the guy with no money who's gonna make that lady sign a prenup. So
you ain't getting 3 of my cheeseburgers that I got from the deli. Okay.
His prenup is that when they do get divorced, he for sure gets half.
As soon as we get a motor in that '87 Buick Skylark, it's worth something, and I'm keeping it.
It's the trailer.
Oh, that's right.
What's the name of his festival?
The
Red Clay. You ain't getting half of Red Clay. All right,
which is 12 grand of debt.
You ain't taking half of Akash Singh's. You ain't taking Akash Singh's set. All right.
Where can people find you?
At Robby Slowik, ROBBYSLOWIK on Instagram, on Twitter.
TikTok?
I'm on TikTok as well, but I care less about that. I had a podcast called The Edgelords, but all of those episodes are out, and I think it's a fun one, and hopefully I'll be starting.
And you're a writer on...
So you can watch The Problem with John Stewart on Apple TV+, and I'm also part of the Problem with John Stewart podcast, which you can get anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Didn't want to invite John to the wedding?
He wouldn't have come. No. He's just saving veterans and stuff.
He's fighting
busy.
Congress for 9/11.
Literally on the phone with Joe Biden. He's probably not.
All right, man. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robby.
Thank you, guys.